Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me this afternoon. Buenos tardes for me, but good evening, good morning, wherever you may be. I go by Luna Neat, and what I'm creating for you is a by proxy ASMR style energy work session. If you like just ASMR style content, you like this kind of stuff, by all means, it can be just that. But for those of you who are kind of okay with this or open to this, to work with your subconscious, to communicate to your subconscious mind, to help program our minds for healing, for development, for manifestations, then I hope that you allow yourself to receive, the intention and just the vibes, the vibes. So our theme for the day was inspired by the fact that I've been getting a lot of views on an old video of mine. It's a video called like manifesting while you sleep, something like that. And I first want to say, if you go over there and check out the comments, you'll see why I'm kind of concerned. If you check out the comments on that video and, sort them to newest, you'll see why I'm kind of concerned for some people, okay? Because the manifestation intentions people are, for some reason, they're like putting in the comments over there, and I'm not trying to judge. I'm just a grown lady with like a very different view at this point, and I understand different perspectives, and I was at times more superficial or put more pressure on myself in different ways. So I empathize, I truly do. But, we're all awesome. We're all beautiful. We're all cool. We have potential to be cool, at least, not everybody's born with it, but, a lot of us are cool. And I'm just very confused and very saddened by some of these manifestations that seem like they're all about finding something that makes you happy, or getting that slim thick, getting your ex back, like this kind of stuff. So this isn't what this video is about, but it was inspired by that, in a sense. Okay, so moving back to our theme here. Sorry I'm confusing, but our theme here essentially is to support manifestations, right? Energetically support your manifestations. Energetically support the alignment and assimilation of these manifestations. And I've done videos on this before, but it just wants to come out again, perhaps with some different speaking points. Okay, so some of us may have been working towards some type of development, some type of success, some type of milestone, some type of achievement, something that shows us we've, forgive the term, but leveled up, or whatever we might deem as leveling up for ourselves. And what can happen then, right, is we start to feel the bubble's gonna burst. We've already been in the law of rhythm. We've already been caught in the back and forth. We've gone down to being in lack or being in deficit in some way. And then we've had a taste of, maybe having some abundance or some stability. And I want to take that point of normalcy, that point of typical, that point of where we typically lay, and bump it over to stability, so that that feeling of being stable, that feeling that of being abundant, of having what you need, of having your needs met. And now where do I go? Now what do I build? Now where do I invest? I just want to pop over the center point, so that the swing, we're all going to be caught in the law of rhythm. We're all going to have ups and downs. But so that that swing point isn't between having and not having, if you will, but it's in a stable place, so that even when we're not having, even when we step back, even when we downswing, even when we get hit with something, it's inevitable. This is life. It isn't, well, now I'm returning to normal, or that's what I'm used to. It's oh, this is unusual, and then the pull back is more effective, or the launch forward into growth is more effective. I really hope that you understand what I'm trying to say here. I'm trying to switch our pinpoint, our navigational, energetic pinpoint of normalcy in terms of our abundance and our happiness, how we feel about stability. I want to affirm that into a place that is more aligned, most aligned with you, most aligned with your goals, most aligned with your manifestations, be them love, money, whatever you're trying to manifest or create or build or align with in your life, and create that as the normal point, the norm, right? The typical point. I hope that makes sense. So in a nutshell, it's to support your ability to manifest and maintain the manifestation. We can maybe manifest, I don't know, I'm being very superficial here, but like a desired body weight or circumference or something. But if it is the extreme, it won't be sustained. You know what I mean? It will be part of the rhythm. It will be part of the kind of end points, right? But if we can turn that point, I'm sorry for the superficial example here, but if we can shift over our point of normal frequency to that state, then we can even wiggle a little, or will inevitably swing, but the circumference, the equator, goodness, the words here are not coming, will be of the desired manifestation point anyway. We're always moving in increments. We're always moving in steps. We will always go up. We will always come down, for lack of a better way to put it. But what we should be trying to change or focus our energy on is our baseline, our average, you know? So let's get into our session. Sorry for having to explain so much. So think about your manifestations. Think about your goals. Think about how far you've come, or how much more maybe you've learned, or even if you've tried and failed, look how much you've learned through that. And get used to it, you know? I used to be so lack, where it felt unusual to have extra money at the end of the month, you know? And I spent it so freaking fast because I was like, it was like unusual, right? And now it's like putting away a little bit in savings. I'm thinking about the things I want to, grow, or that I can reinvest into myself. And now it's more normal, typical for me to be able to do that versus otherwise. And that's how growth truly happens, because we've created a new foundation. Oh, that was good. So we strike a wooden match a la Angela Mary and set an intention together. Okay? Forgive the traffic, noises, but on behalf of your and my and everyone else's highest and greatest good, in perfect comfort, in perfect alignment, it is our intention today to support creating the new foundation, creating the new average, the new return place, the new reset. It's not reset and I go back to zero, or what I would have, kind of looked at as zero. I reset and I'm still in my new place of typical for me. I'm aligning to my manifestations and I'm simulating to them. I'm comfortable where the intention here, right? I'm just kind of using words here, but the intention is to get used to being okay. Get used to having a little extra money. Get used to having love. Get used to being heard. Get used to your boundaries being honored. Get used to you holding your own boundaries and prioritizing your own needs, because that is what's now, quote unquote, the normal for us. We've created a new one here. The world, right, is under construction, as are we, as within, so without, as without, so within, right? let's create our new ground zero, right? Our new, oh gosh, you know what I'm trying to say here. And of course, I'd love for you to set an intention for yourself. Anything you're manifesting, anything you're wishing for, anything you're hoping for, anything you're hoping to create as like, yeah, of course I have the money I need. Of course I do. That's where I am. That's my baseline. Of course I do, right? Or, of course I always have this much extra. Or, of course I'm always able to donate. Or, of course I'm always able to pay my bills, right? Like, again, I'm sorry, I'm using the best that comes up for me right now, but don't let my words limit you. Allow your mind, allow what's most predominant to you to come through, right? We're just gonna give you a little extra time to focus on your intention here. Call it into you. See your DNA shift. See your cells realign. See, like mystique come out, right? Reform these standards, I guess that's a way to say it. Some stones. This is a little generator, fluorite. I would really recommend working with fluorite if you do like stones, when you're looking to work with structure, when you're looking to work with clarity, when you're building, when you're creating, because of its cubic nature. This is a piece of mica of some kind. And just like you can see, it's like papery almost. These layers of minerals, these layers of material, layer by layer by layer by layer, creates something stable, something I cannot bend and cannot break, even though if I really went down and picked at it, I could pull off a layer at a time, perhaps. See? Can you see that? How it's lifting? This one reminds me of like a library book. Like, remember the like plasticky kind of paper pages of covering a library sleeve? I just like the layers. Okay. This is a brown tourmaline, a root beer tourmaline. It's very bone-like to me. It reminds me of a bone. And again, like that structure, what holds us up, what really, this shifts around, right? But like if the structure is there, then we're still standing tall. Then we're still capable of this and that. Excuse me, my sinuses are still very strange right now. I'm just gonna observe. Excuse me, pulling this around. Here I have an emerald. Well, some emerald pieces in I guess like just quartz. This is, I brought out, honestly, kind of tied to the emerald tablets. The process of growth, the process of evolution, the process of moving in circles and not angles, to ascend, to move seamlessly, to work with the principles of the universe, most specifically here, the law of rhythm, and more powerfully, the law of mentalism, that all is mind, and we're tuning ourselves to this new baseline, to this new standard, right? We're tuning. We'll get into that more. So emerald. And here we have a banded geotile, crystal tile. It's very illuminescent, like as the light hits these kind of silvery white markings, they really glow like safety vests. And again, if you look at this like steps or stairs, like the design of the pyramids, it's this way for a reason. We don't just shoot up, not in these bodies, right? Not in these, being that we are dense, being that we are physical, we can't just, like, it doesn't work that way. You've probably heard the tale of the people who win the lottery and then they're bankrupt in like 5 years because it was not assimilated, it wasn't that most of the time it's not something that can be assimilated that quickly. It comes in stages. It needs to be approached in stages and lay that foundation. And now that we're creating this normal, you can come back again and create another new normal and another baseline and move in the ways that get you to where you're going, right? Or that follow your heart. Oh, I want to shout out my earrings are from Casing Clay on Etsy. Cynthia, she's a super sweet mama. Aren't these gorgeous? Like, oh my god, I could just stare at this all day. It's so pretty. Okay. So first we're going to use this chakra spray. And I'm just going to go around you. It smells great. We just want to bring ourselves into alignment, allow your energy to flow. I'm just going to kind of play a little, get things moving, get things releasing, coming in. Just flow in general is such an important state, the state of flux, of breath alone. Excuse me. Just moving. Okay. I am aligned. I am attuned or tuned in to happiness being my default, to gratitude being my default, for the ability to find the good of every situation as my default, having more than I need as a default. And I don't mean Scrooge McDuck, right? But the ability to be so generous as a default, create these anchors. I am. Participate should you choose, right? And declare yourself Patient is my default. Comfort is my default. Relaxed, well rested, hydrated, moisturized is my default, you know? It's not a treat. It's not something I work at necessarily. It's just the baseline. We're going to focus on shifting, right? Attuning to that shift. This is from Points of Light in Long Beach, California. This is the Dragonfire. This was gifted to me, Ricardio. If you watch still, I love it so much. Very cinnamony. Okay, so we're just gonna focus inside to the train tracks, to the baseline, to that center, like frequency, that core frequency, that default frequency. We're gonna just focus in, really like pluck, not pluck out, like pluck like with strings, like harps, like a harpsichord, like a string instrument, like a cello, and find and listen to that tune to get to that yes, right? I hope you're understanding what I'm trying to say. The chord that resonates, the chord that it like heightens because we're moving, we're shifting to that default. We've declared, we're just kind of supporting through the energetic work, of course, right? Just seeing deep inside of the kind of astral playground here. I'm seeing a unicorn. I'm seeing a bridge, like a little bridge over a pond. It's very garden-esque, like rainbows and cutesy stuff right now. Channeling through, calling in the complete, comfortable assimilation of this desired attunement to your baseline of having enough and having more than you need and being able to share and making the best decisions and honoring your boundaries and giving and receiving and balance and being balanced in your energy, your action, aligned in your energy as the baseline. Not like, oh, I run this way, I run that way. No, I run balanced, and I might come out of balance, but I'm normally, typically balanced, right? Warm up the oil now. Ooh, it's delicious. Okay, we're just gonna reach in and channel. I'm seeing like, kind of like some kind of deity looking. Actually, how do I say this? It reminds me of this art that a friend of mine has been sharing. They're a musician, Plant Skull. I say friend, it's not like we chat all the time, but I'd say friend enough, right? Gorgeous, like sci-fi, kind of like robotic, fairy art. I'm seeing an 8-ball. Some of you might still feel doubtful. Some of you still may be seeking answers outside of yourself. I want to bring it in. I'm seeing a bell, like a giant bell. Bring it in and claim. This is for you to claim. This is not like, let me see where I'm at. No. The whole point here is to affirm and align with your new baseline. I'm saying new. I hope, again, read between the lines, people. Alright. Any shifts, we allow them, and then we drop in, and we pinpoint, and we attach comfortably, and knowing there's always shift, but we attach to this space of a simulated success, fulfillment, clarity, trust in ourselves, ability to speak our truth, to express our morals, to hold conviction, to have hard conversations. It's normal. It's normal for me to be able to have difficult conversations, right? Please be creative here. It's normal for me to be productive. It's normal for me to rest. I always get enough rest. I always produce as much as I need to. This is all my average. I'm seeing a grid. Okay. Right. Attached to that, kind of seal it in. I have this clear quartz roller ball. You can see it's the clear quartz bead. I got this on Etsy, and I put my own oil in. But in this is a cocoa rose from Eden's garden mixed with a carrier, and I love this because it's so just freaking yummy. It's just yummy comfort. It does feel abundant. It does feel luxurious a little, really good, just body lotion or something, So we're just going to focus in there. Bring that comfort, that kind of feeling of luxury, that rose, absolute, just in. Little decadence to support that structure, or that stable. It's normal for me to wake up feeling great. It's typical for me to get plenty of sleep. It's easy for me to let shit go. It's typically where I am, right? I'm typically lucky. I'm typically blessed. I'm typically supported. Oh my God, between the cinnamon and that, oh my God. I pulled a few cards to see if there's any intuitive support or, just something that might want to come through in regard to this theme. And I got body talk, so my message here is to remind you to listen to your body, to, if you're creating, if you are attuned, if you can resonate and claim, and yes, I am attuned to my new baseline here. Listen to your body, because it might begin to talk to you as you, it's inevitable, when you wobble, right? So some of us might be getting these messages physically, like having pain in different parts in our body, or the associations. So I would suggest books like Louise Hay's Heal Your Body, Heal Your Mind, or Julia Cannon's Soul Speak, or simply just Googling more esoteric anatomy stuff, or, joining Patreon with me, and we do some conversations on these things. I'm pretty sure I did a lesson session on this kind of stuff too. And there's other practices as well. time. So remember to rest. Remember to let yourself play, to do the things you love, because this is the normal. This is the average. The baseline is having time for yourself, on investing in yourself. That's typical, right? It's not something we have to, right, like in the theme here today, is what I mean. It's not something that I have to clear my whole schedule for. This is the standard. Just like I wake up and brush my teeth, this downtime, this time for me, this investment in myself, standard. So I'm just bringing that up. And then we have, it's not personal. And my message here for those of you who resonate with this is that part of the challenge of manifesting, part of the challenge of growth is that we outgrow people. That sounds harsh. I don't love that phrase. You're not a sweater. People aren't sweaters. But we outgrow situations where the situation isn't serving us. It's not serving the other person. Sometimes people get a little butthurt when they see us doing well, and it's like, oh, well, don't take it personal. It's just energy. It's just frequency. It's just the interpretation of energy and frequency. And sometimes your growth and your new, like that level, it's going to trigger people. And that's good for them. You know, we're not doing it on purpose. We're not trying to hurt people. We're not being spiteful. We're not being egoic. We're not rubbing shit in people's face. We're just living our truth. We're just living in our true embodiment of ourselves, right? And people are going to leave, you know? People are going to talk a little crap, right? People are going to say you're demonic. I'm getting that a lot lately. This one is working with demons. I'm like, when? Okay, sure. Later. Bye. Maybe my devil dog, but that's about it. Just kidding. He's more like a hyena. He's not a devil. But just don't take it personally. This is just energy, and you know, just be true to you. You know, just the message there. Okay. Use this. That was a gift from my friend Jen. Thanks, Jen. This is a kind of like a breathe essence support aromatherapy associates. Very powerful. Like, don't get this on your face. I've been warned, but incredibly powerful for like breath, eucalyptusy, stuff like that. I don't know exactly. I'm not going to try to read that tiny print, but I really want to bring this in for that, like, coming up for air, right? The breath of the new baseline, the breath of the new paradigm, the new dimension, the new normal, the new standard, the new average, the new return, right? I'm seeing hands. Like, I know my hands are in front of my face, but I'm seeing hands. Alright, so just look inside yourself. See that bow, that string, that like string instrument kind of style looking thing, perhaps. Maybe it's your vocal cords. And just attune to that, attune to your word, attune to your I am, and this is average, and this is where I am, I don't even have to try, this is the normal. Attune and see yourself playing that string or using that voice or declaring. See as you pluck or you say or you imagine or you hear that vibration carrying out over the land, you know, like out of your body, out through your room, all around you. Again, like that mystique kind of like cells or scales or feathers or whatever, like shifting and creating a new reality. Because as you shift, the reality shifts. I'm focusing on channeling, as I am through this entire session here, but really focusing on channeling now. to support. Seeing like Dragon Balls characters. How appropriate, right? What's your next form? And what other like vast perspective shifts does this create for you? It's not that we don't empathize or identify or have that true authentic connection where we've been. Of course we maintain that field, those keys, but now we can also see a little further. Now we can see that even more space has cleared, or more opportunities have come forward, more opportunity for greatness, for change, for you, for the collective. I'm seeing a seal, like a harbor seal. Right, we're gonna use a little more. Just, I love it. And really like pull out that affirmation, that standard. We want others to see us this way. It's not about that, but we want to be comfortable with others seeing us. It's like, yeah, this is normal for me now, guys. Forgive the word normal throughout this video, but you know what I'm trying to say. If something feels too good, it'll crash, right? Like it's inevitable. But when typically something just feels good, or typically you're in gratitude all day, there's no crash. It's the baseline, right? This was a chatty session. Watch yourself speaking differently, you know? Make sure your words support all of this. How you think, how you express, how you send things out for others to hold you in. We really want to empower the throat, the mind, the expression, the thought to support all of this work. Blue fluorite would be great to work with if you have any, or if you want to get a little treat. You feel good to me. I hope you enjoyed this session. I hope that it supported you. very, very, very special thank you to those of you in the Patreon community supporting this channel. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and you know how much my heart gets warmed over there. I hope that you're enjoying all the content in our live streams and stuff. Thank you so much to those of you who I'm incredibly grateful and blessed to work with through Reiki training and other things like that. It's so fulfilling for me, and I'm so grateful. And of course, thank you to everyone in general. Thank you for allowing me to share a little piece of your path today. From the very bottom of my heart, I bow to the divine within you, within me, to this magic, this connection, this consciousness, this energy that we share, that we're all a part of. Alright, much love to you.